Channelkirk Nursery in Oxton can care for a maximum of 20 children, but parents here are concerned it could be closed by having too few children attend.
So we found out through a meeting with the Scottish Borders Council that the nursery is under review for closure due to the enrolment numbers for the next year. So at that point we had 5 enrolments for the nursery, and we were told at this meeting that there's a potential with those numbers that the nursery is going to close. So obviously that was a bit of a shock to all the families. Basically the council have told us that it's an annual review that happens every year and we shouldn't be too worried about it. But as soon as we found out that we're under review for closure, and there's also been other nurseries nearby in Westrother and Fountain Hall that have closed recently, and we're just obviously concerned about closing in Oxton as well.
A review is triggered if attendance falls too low, and depending on a decision, the council says this won't result in the nursery closing, but becoming inactive for a year from August. In a statement, they say inactive is a status which is different from mothballing or closure and is a temporary status for up to 1 year. It involves changing the registration of a setting with the Care Inspectorate, but retains that provision as a registered setting, meaning it can be reinstated easily when numbers increase to a viable level. The closest nursery is here in Lauder, and campaigners are worried that if Channelkirk Nursery was to become inactive, it would have bigger consequences on the village of Oxton.
We have concerns for the long-term impact in the village. If we're not attracting young families into the village, we will end up with an ageing population. It won't be as vibrant and as thriving a place as we know and love it to be.
Campaigners want to raise awareness ahead of any decision being made, and a few families have since signed up their children for nursery. But that's not their only aim.
Also to try and put some pressure on the Scottish Borders Council to release the name of the other 11 nurseries that are affected, because we feel that there's 12 nurseries in total that are under review, and the other 11, as far as we are aware, know nothing about this review, and we're the only ones that were found out by accident.
A nursery being made inactive is essentially a shortcut to closing it, but next year looks like a lowish year in terms of numbers, and we know that the following couple of years are going to be picking up. So it feels like a very disruptive thing to be putting in place, to close the nursery potentially for 1 year, to then reopen it, send the kids away, bring them back, have the families do split commutes and drop-offs and things, and then bring them back, when I don't think it's going to save them very much money to do so if they have to maintain the building anyway and they're redeploying their staff.
The review of the nursery is underway, and parents are anxiously awaiting the decision on where their children will go to nursery from August, and whether their campaigning has swung the decision in their favour. Isla Todd, ITV News, Oxton.